on! Let's go!
I'll be right there.
Ah! Dad, what was that?
It's a hat. I'm Hatman.
Dad, it's Batman.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. Yeah, this was a complete waste of time.
Batman!
Batman.
Hatman!
Hatman. I thought it was Batman.
Hatman.
I'm so confused. Okay, hello and welcome to AFO and
The kids.
today we're going to be reviewing the Lego
Batmobile.
1989, so based on the Tim Burton film of that year. And you can see straight away in front of us here that it is just a thing of beauty. And I don't really have anything negative to say about this model from Lego. What about you, kid?
Nope.
Are you a fan of Batman?
Yes.
Are you a fan of the 1989 Batman film?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it, never seen it. But you recognise this straight away as being a Batmobile, right?
Yeah.
And this is probably the most iconic, certainly movie Batmobile that there's been, because I think it's just got fantastically beautiful curves and shapes. And I think that Lego have replicated this in Lego form as closely as they possibly ever could to the source material. I think the designer's done an absolutely amazing job. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they've knocked it out the park.
They've knocked it out of the park. That is a statement. It is primarily aimed at adults, being a 16 plus set, but I think you'd enjoy to have this model, wouldn't you, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you recognise it as being a Batmobile and a really nice vehicle to play with and display. It's an all-round winner, really. Thumbs up from me. About you?
Thumbs up from me.
So to go into some more specifics about this set, it's about a couple of years old now. It came out on Black Friday and it retails here in the UK for £220. It's got 3,306 pieces, I believe. And when you purchase this set on release day, or certainly around that time, you got with it a gift with purchase for free, which the kid will show you now, which is a slightly smaller version of the same vehicle, the 1989 Batmobile, a limited edition version. And this one, I guess, would probably be more of a play set, as it's got some stud shooters and things on there as well, but also displays very well. I haven't built this one, I've kept it in the box thus far. If we get enough subscribers, I may open the box and build it. But there's certainly not too many of these about. It's quite a sought after set, probably more so than this one because this one is still currently available. So that was a really nice gift with purchase. Thank you, Lego, for giving us that with this set. We want to see more of that in the future because that's probably the best gift with purchase that Lego have ever given, I think. We'll have a quick look at the box, which the kid will hold up behind us for the camera to see. It's bigger than you. It's quite a nice box. It's got a shiny, glossy Batmobile imagery on there and logos with quite a matte background. So it's quite an adult-looking box. It's not too much more to say about it. It's got a few details on it, blueprints on the backs. Tells you that it's for the 80th anniversary of Batman. And what do you think of the box, kid?
It's a box.
It's a box. About all we can say about that, really, isn't it? Do you like boxes?
Yeah.
You like the boxes, don't you? Would you rather have a box than this Lego set?
I'd rather have a Lego set.
If I have a Lego set. I might have to do some rethinking about your Christmas presents. And how come the other day I gave you a box and you played with it for hours?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would rather have a Lego set. I would have rather had a Lego set.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so it comes with a few exclusive minifigures, or certainly they were exclusive at the time of release of this set. The kid will talk you through those now. If he holds them up to the camera, there we go.
It comes with Joker, Batman, and
Vicky Vale.
Vale.
I want to say.
Vicky Vale has a camera. Batman has a grappling hook, I think.
I think that's meant to represent, represent that.
And a batarang. And then the Joker just has a pistol. And I think it's meant to be based on like a rooftop.
Yeah, like a bit of cityscape rooftop, yeah.
Yeah, and it comes with 2 stone gargoyles. Cool. Like them.
So just a little display stand really, because the set isn't minifig scale, so you
No.
can't sit the figures in there, but they're just a little addition really. And the Batman does have a one-piece cape and cloak, which is quite famous from the actual costume that was in the movie. Michael Keaton said that was very uncomfortable to wear, so that was exclusive to this set. So you can't really sit him in other vehicles and things either because of that cape unless you take it off. So really they are just for display with this set. But nice figures, nice prints, but not to scale for this set. So you can't put them inside the canopy, but hang on a minute. I say you can't put Lego figures inside the canopy because it's not to scale, but there appears to be a Lego Duplo Batman figure inside my Batmobile. How's that got there? I do wonder. So the other day when I found this model and there were a few pieces fallen off and you said you didn't know anything about it. I'm watching you, kid. Okay, so yeah, if you happen to have a Duplo Lego Batman, then he's not a bad scale to fit in there. But we'll put that to one side for now anyway. It's got a nice canopy mechanism which keeps the curves of the set really nicely. It lifts up and forwards, as you can see when I do so, and back and down into place, which is just really nice attention to detail. It's got a unique canopy piece for this set only. If I'm going to be critical, there's only one small negative I could say, and that's at the front here where this beautiful curve is. Because of the limitations of Lego and the Lego pieces available, they've had to do it with 2 curved pieces, so you get a bit of a bump where the transition between the 2 is, but that is really nitpicking because I think they've got this set spot on. From a distance, you struggle to know this was Lego, but you're getting a bit closer and you can see the balance of plates and studs is perfect, so that you can, it looks nice and smooth and sleek, but at the same time you know it's Lego, and people will be amazed when they get up close to this thing and see that it's Lego. It comes with a little display stand which allows you to spin the Batmobile so you can display it at any angle that you prefer, and that also keeps it off the table a little bit as well, so you haven't got too much weighted pressure on the tyres, because over a fairly long period of time these tyres can distort a bit if you've got the weight of the model on it, so it's nice that Lego include that, and a little plaque with some information on there as well. And there's a couple of action features. We would call them as adults, but I guess as a child you're going to call them play features, which the kid will now talk you through, so I'll hand over to him.
So if you spin this exhaust piece at the back here,
Should we just show them that on the camera?
so that exhaust piece there,
Nice details
spin
at the back
that,
there. If you spin
then-
that,
these guns come up.
and that is just a superb feature that Lego have built into this, iconic from the film. And of course these plate pieces in the film just ping off into the distance. I always think that Batman must have had a cave full of plates and just to replace those when he got back, because they just ping off. There must be bits like that all around Gotham City.
Yeah.
And you'd get back and Alfred would be like, "Oh Batman, you've gone and lost some of those plates again."
Don't lecture me, Alfred. I've got many, many plates in my Batcave. Have you got any throat sweets?
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna need like 10 a day.
Nice Batman voice there.
Thanks.
Okay, so you can spin it back the other way and they'll tuck themselves away nicely, and you have to put the plates back on manually, but that is fair enough because we haven't got plates and plates and plates like Batman must do in his Batcave. Anything else to talk about?
Just that, there is a nice mechanism for that to slide through. Oh, and I'm liking the DB5 or something.
The DB5, the James
This
Bond Aston Martin.
actually does steer.
So we've got a working steering mechanism in this model, actually from the steering wheel itself, so you can spin the steering wheel inside and that will turn the tyres, which is nice for play, but I always think it's nice to have that included in a model of this size, because it means when you've got it on display you can put a bit of life into it by having the tyres turned a little bit, and it's just good fun as well. But we've said in our previous review about the DB5, the James Bond Aston Martin, that doesn't have steering, which is a bit disappointing, but there's so many action features packed into that vehicle, which is here, that it would have been difficult, I think, for them to fit that mechanism in there with everything else as well. So compromises have to be made somewhere, but I think in this set it's a nice addition. In terms of scale, we can have a look at that quickly. If we bring in the trusty Ford Mustang, which is a lovely Lego Creator set, you can see the size difference there, so the Batmobile is pretty huge. And the kid will show you the little tumbler that we reviewed recently.
It dwarfs it.
It dwarfs it, so this on display is pretty dominating. But I think it's a nice size. It's not too big, but it's big enough to certainly be a centerpiece for your display. Let's just talk a little bit about the build process, because I loved building this. It was Christmas, wasn't it, a couple of years ago? and I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was one of my favourite builds of all time, and that goes for how it looks as well. I just think it's one of my favourite models, if I'm honest, outside of Star Wars. I really enjoyed building every moment of this. It's a fascinating build. The techniques are just really interesting and fun all the way through. None of it's boring, none of it's dull. It's a 16 plus set, but I think you probably could have managed okay with this, right? You might have needed a little bit of help here and there on a few pieces, but yeah, you predominantly built the Bugatti, didn't you? So with a little bit of help from me, but I think if you can build that, you'd probably be okay with this. But it is recommended for 16 plus. But that's about all we can say about this set, really. It's a thumbs up from me. I don't really have any criticisms. We'll try and give you some close-ups of it as well, so you can see it in a little more detail. It is the time to buy this right now because, I mean, you're not going to get it discounted or with the gift of purchase, but there are rumours that this set has not long left to go in terms of its shelf life and it may retire soon. Nothing's been officially announced about that, but I have noticed this morning that it is out of stock on the Lego shop. So when things start going out of stock on a regular basis, it tends to be that they're running down the stock levels. So that could be an issue if you're thinking about holding on and you're debating whether to purchase this. You will not regret it. It is worth every penny of the £220 if you're into Lego. Lego's expensive, but I think value for money here is definitely there in terms of display value and how enjoyable it is to build and the size of it and the piece count. 3,306 pieces for that sort of money isn't too bad for an adult collector set. Kids will enjoy it as well. I think it's the time to buy it if you want it. Don't delay. See if you can get hold of one. Yeah? So would you save up your pocket money to buy this set if you could?
I think I would, actually.
You think you would?
Yeah.
So more so than a DB5, you think this one would be one you'd much rather have than that, probably? I mean, it's more expensive, you know, it's £100 more.
DB5 did have much more play features. But if I was going for play, I'd go for the DB5. But for display, because I do also like display a bit.
Yeah, and you like building, don't you? You like
I just
building
like
process.
the techniques. And like the DB5, it looks a bit like a plain build. Just like...
Yeah. And the curves on this are just lovely, aren't they, as well? I think if you had this in your room and your friends came around, they'd be like, wow, wouldn't they? But it is an expensive set for kids, I have to say, so maybe stick with the box for Christmas.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching anyway. Do click like and hit the bell button for notifications. Please subscribe to the channel. Comment in the comments below and we'll do our best to get back to as many of you as we can. If there's any sets you'd like to see us review or anything you'd like to see us do in the future, please get in touch, let us know. And we'll see you again soon for our next review.
Yeah.
Bye!
Bye.
So it's definitely Batman, not Batman.
I'm still confused.
I spent so much money on hats.